I think it's 100% site dependent. And I think, as much as, like I said earlier, personally, I'd rather try and maximise the red line and sort of say to clients, look, let's really try and I think they still have to do that. You have to follow your mitigation hierarchy. You can't just go, do you know what, we haven't got space on here, we're going to go off-site. You've still got to demonstrate that you've done what you can within your red line. However, you're exactly right. Going off-site sometimes is a better option, because if you've got quite a small site, then doing a little, the whole point of talking about the sort of Lawton principles and better connected spaces, bigger, better connected. If you're doing these habitat banks or really good habitat creation that's then connecting into existing nature recovery areas, and that's all part of the Environment Act as well, then actually the benefits of that can massively outweigh a little bit of scrub planting on a small development or a small site. And again, the metric is a spreadsheet. The key part is the actual implementation and the management of those habitats. So talking about condition assessments, we were talking about the baseline. Post-development, obviously I have to put in there what habitats are going to come out of the development and what condition they are going to be in. That is all dependent upon the management of those habitats. And as you say again,
we're too early in that process, aren't we? Because I hear that people think, in certain people's opinions, well, as soon as a site gets handed over, broadly speaking, let's say it's on a residential site, somebody takes over, a management company take over, they put out a maintenance contract, and perhaps the people maintaining the grounds don't have the skill set to maintain it to that prescribed condition. But I guess
all the information, sometimes it's just, I write these management plans for conditions on planning applications all the time, saying ideally this grassland is supposed to be sort of wildflower meadow, it should only be mowed a couple of times a year in spring and then take a late autumn cut. And then, by the time it's filtered down to the man on the mower, or woman on the mower, they're like, oh, well, presumably I mow this every other week. Don't I? Because it's got, so it's not, and it's no fault of theirs, it's just the way that, and who enforces that? There's very little mechanism.